What's up, UHS? Welcome to today's episode of Buhs-Tv. Today is Thursday, March 14th, 2024.
Oh, I'm so locked in.
Buhs-Tv, it's free and where you wanna be. Just my friends and me, so you can watch what you need to see on the Buhs-TV.
Hey, master of production. News hitting harder than a football concussion. We stay reppin' purple, and we always staying around like a circle. And if you want the latest news, we're the ones you can trust in. Our legacy will stay going till we start rusting.
Producing TV is so easy for people like me. These flows breezy, dripped out, wearing Yeezy. I pick up your girl with lines so cheesy. Rizzing her up, she gets queasy. We up to nothing cause we PG.
Starting on Wednesday, March 18th, there will be spring session classes at NECA. There will be classes in juggling, tumbling, aerial yoga, aerial fitness, fabric, trapeze, trampoline, and more. This is located at 10 Town Crier Drive.
The 10th annual Back Porch Festival is coming back to downtown Northampton. It starts March 15th and ends March 17th with over 50 artists and 10 venues.
On every Thursday until June 13th, there will be karaoke night at the River Garden Marketplace on 157 Main Street in Brattleboro. Bring your friends and grab a drink or bite to eat while you sing your heart out. Now, over to weather.
Weather for this week, we got Thursday, it's going to be partly cloudy, high of 63 and a low of 32. Friday, it's going to be rainy with a high of 48 and a low of 39. Saturday, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 52 and a low of 33. Sunday, it's going to be partly cloudy again with a high of 49 and a low of 35. And then Monday, it's going to be cloudy with a high of 44 and a low of 31. Back to the desk.
On Wednesday, March 20th from 3:15 to 4:45 p.m., join in on the fun with the Brooks Memorial Library Board Gaming Guild every Wednesday in March at 3:15 p.m. It's for ages 8 and up. No sign-up required. Stop by to have a great time playing board games in the children's room at 224 Main Street, Brattleboro. And now, a video interview with Miss Hodson.
Hi, my name is Chris Hodson, and I've been at the Wyndham Regional Career Center this is my third year. I teach the Aviation Careers program. This is my first year teaching that, and I also teach math. I chose to teach aviation because it is something that I really enjoy. It's something that I have a lot of experience with, and I felt like this would be a great opportunity to introduce for 11th and 12th graders in a career center setting the basics of aviation if folks are interested in doing that as a career. So I decided to come teach at the Wyndham Regional Career Center after I worked for 25 years at the Bellows Falls Union High School, the last 16 as principal. I'm getting close to retirement age, and I was interested in spending my remaining years in education as a teacher instead of as a school administrator, because I really like teaching and I really like working closely with students both in math and in aviation. My favorite thing about the Career Center are the students and the staff. So it really boils down to the people that I get to work with. The students are very eager and motivated, very interested in the topics that we cover, and the staff are fantastic people who have a lot of life experience in their career fields and love working with kids. So my experience in aviation began after I graduated from college. I went to the Naval Academy, and then I went to flight school in Pensacola. I flew for the Navy for 8 years active duty. I was based in Hawaii flying a P-3, and then I was a flight instructor in Pensacola flying the T-34. And then after I got out of active duty, I did 7 years with the reserves flying the P-3 out of Brunswick, Maine. Yeah, well, my best story, it's so hard to say because I have so many stories and so many experiences, but one that I often go to when folks ask me questions like that is when I was a flight instructor flying the T-34, you sit in the back with the student in front, and as a flight instructor, you let the student do as much of the flying as possible. You kind of just protect the power lever and the stick so that they don't do something that hurts you.
Yeah.
So we were rolling down the runway, and the student pulled back on the stick to start flying, got in the air a little bit, and we started to settle down. And his reaction was to pull back more, which is actually a bad thing because you get closer to stalling. So I kind of just protected the stick, and we settled, and then we took off, and then we went off and did the training flight that we were doing. And then we came back to land, and we went to park the plane, and every time you park the plane, there's somebody that meets you that works aircraft maintenance, and they come out and they walk around the plane, and they then came up to me, which was kind of unusual, and said, "Did you come back with all of the parts of the plane that you left with?" Which was a little concerning. And I said, "Well, I thought so, but what are you talking about?" Well, what happened was, there's this little piece of metal on the very tail end of a T-34 called the tail skag. And what it's supposed to do is, it is supposed to protect the rest of the plane if you drag the tail. So what actually happened was, at takeoff, when we got up a little bit and then we started to settle, and then I kind of took over and pushed the power forward, and then we took off, without even feeling it, without even knowing it. Apparently we dragged that tail, and that tail skag is not only designed to protect the plane, but it's actually designed to break off as part of the protection. And we came back and the tail skag wasn't there, which was a little concerning because you can't leave parts of your plane on the runway, so they had to shut down the whole airfield until they found that part, and I'll come back here in a second. Pilots like to pick on other pilots, so they found it, and then they made a plaque out of it for me. So that's the part of the plane that I broke off, and it says, "For tail skag removal above and beyond the call of duty." So I would like to share that story. Generally an interesting one. But nobody got hurt, and they were able to replace it. Yeah, that's a really good question. So what caused me to start heading down the path of aviation was my time at the Naval Academy, knowing that naval aviation was one of the choices I could make. And yes, before I went there, I had thought about becoming a pilot, but it wasn't necessarily like a long-standing dream for me. It was just, hey, that sounds interesting, and that sounds like that would be fun. And so when I was given the chance to choose naval aviation, that's what I did, and I'm so glad I did, because it really has been a ton of fun. I do have one son who was a Navy pilot. He actually didn't go to the Naval Academy. He went to a different college with a Navy ROTC scholarship. And so when he graduated, he became a Navy pilot. And when he was done as a Navy pilot, he decided to get a job as an airline pilot. And so now he flies for United Airlines. Yeah, what I tell anyone when I get a chance to talk about the Aviation Careers Program is, if flying as a career, or working in aviation, not just flying, but flying drones, or working on airplanes, or working behind the scenes as an air traffic controller, or any number of fields, if that's something that might interest you, you should sign up for this Aviation Careers Program to find out if it really is something that continues to be of interest to you. Or maybe you take it and you find out, yeah, it's not what I thought it was going to be, it's not for me. But either way, you've got good information for making decisions down the road for what your career might be. All I would say is, to kind of build on that last part that I mentioned, if anyone sees this and has questions about the Aviation Careers Program, I would encourage them to reach out to me and come talk to me, or send me an email, and I'm happy to talk about it. So my email is chodsden, that's CHODSDEN, at WSESDVT or you can just come to room 195 in the BUHS building, and I'm here most days.
Come down to the River Gallery School on March 17th from 10 a.m. to 11:30 to make art with your child. The school provides the materials for your 2D or 3D creations using colored pencils, watercolor pastels, markers, collage materials, and fabric. The prices are $20 and $20 drop-off fee. Now, let's go to sports with Jack.
Hello, BUHS. In sports news, it's estimated 2.72 billion in bets for the NCAA basketball tournaments. That's twice as much as the Super Bowl, and honestly, that's madness. That's just so much money I can't fathom. And for reference, like the Super Bowl only had like 1.4 in bets, and I'm stumped. This is mostly due to March Madness, the largest and most well-known events for betting, and it's estimates say that almost 40% of the bets are from in-game wagers. And that's all for sports news. Back to the desk.
Monday, April 8th, 2024, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Come join the facilitated group and read and discuss books. Now we have a video by Blaze.
Hello BUHS. Today I'm doing a food review and I'm going to be making ramen and having my brother review it. The first thing you're going to want to do is get your materials. What I'm using today is the Trader Joe's ramen packet, and instead of using the packet for the seasoning there, I'm going to make my own. I use mine out of soy sauce, sesame oil, chili paste, and lime juice. I forgot to mention that also on top of the ramen, I'm going to have a fried egg, I'm going to butter baste real nice. Step one, you're going to want to fill up your pot with, doesn't really matter how much water, because this is not the kind of ramen that has soup, this is the kind that is just noodles and sauce. The next step is really easy, you're just going to want to make the sauce, okay?
What are you doing here, bro?
You're going to want to add the soy sauce, the chili paste, the sesame oil. Lastly, you're going to want to add some of that lime juice. Mix it together with a fork. All done. Once the water's boiling, you're going to want to put in your ramen packet. Next thing you're going to want to do is heat up your pan with some butter in it. Once your pan is up to temperature, you're going to want to add your egg. I'm not going to lie, that pan was pretty hot and I didn't expect it to do that. But it doesn't matter, the egg's going to turn out fine. These noodles are finished, so we're going to take it off the stove and strain them. After you're done putting it all together, top with your favorite hot sauce and you can eat it. I was going to have my brother review this, but he sat in his room playing Fortnite the whole time, so I'm going to eat it instead. It was pretty good. 10 out of 10 because everything I make is great. See you later.
Mount Snow
BUA.
celebrates spring skiing with events. Vermont Specialty Food Day on March 16th allows for the sampling of foods that make Vermont unique. For a ride with Rockstar on March 17th, guests are invited to ride with Rockstar Energy pro athletes Brandon Davis and Gabe Ferguson and session the parks at Corinthia. Plus receive Rockstar swag. Now on to funny news with Jack.
Staff at Virginia Wildlife Center pretended to be red foxes while caring for a baby fox. The staff can be seen wearing a full fox mask and rubber gloves in a video posted to their Facebook page on March 12th.
Hey Jack, can I be honest?
Pretty weirded out
It's not very
if
funny.
I
That's not
seen-
funny.
Yeah.
No,
No.
it's not.
At
Funny
all.
news, everyone.
Funny news.
Come join the Board Gaming Guild at the Brooks Memorial Library every Wednesday starting at 3:15 and ending at 4:45. Ages 8 and up, no sign-up required. Get ready for the 2024 spring play She Kills Monsters by I don't know how to say that. The performances are April 19th through the 20th. Be prepared to be on the edge of your seat, and can't wait to see all of you there. Now on to the world news with Phil.
All right. It was announced recently that Elon Musk's Neuralink chip brain implant has allowed a person to move a computer mouse with their brain. But this isn't that big of a feat. People are concerned about the huge secrecy behind this chip and why we can't see any proof. I mean, the company seems to only tell us the good things and not the side effects. The real question is if any of you will be dabbling in a fine purchase of this new technology. Thank you. Back to the desk.
Starting Saturday, March 16th, from 9 a.m. to Sunday, 9 a.m., there will be 24-hour skiing and snowboarding at Stratton Mountain. Other activities like fireworks and games will also be happening.
For people who were thinking about going to Hampton Beach in New Hampshire, 2 nights ago there was horrible flooding and there was lots of damage done. Maybe make new plans for your outside activities. Now over to the special with Andreas.
What's going on, Buhs-Tv? So tonight at midnight, there's a very special song dropping from a very special artist by the name of BLP Kosher. And he's dropping this song that he teased on Instagram and TikTok called Jew on the Skidoo. And I personally am very excited for this song, and it will be making it to my playlist, and hopefully other people's as well. Back to the desk.
On Thursday, March 14th, 2024, come to 55 Main Street in Putney. Build a creation based on a theme or your own imagination from 4 to 5 p.m.
On Friday, March 15th, come to see the Leland and Gray Players perform the Emperor's New Clothes at Town Hall. Price range from $5 to $20.
That's all, BHS. Thanks for watching.